let's see if we can figure out what these following things all have in common. We have this terrible tragedy that happened in New Zealand, Christchurch, where 50, maybe more now, I don't know what the latest total has been, 50 people were killed in those mosques. We have an explosion in how much abortion is used in the United States and how many babies are killed, to the point where now they're talking about what happens when live births happen and mothers don't want the children, the parents don't want the children. You allow one thing in, humans will always move it as far as they possibly can. This is serious debates that people are having. It's unbelievable and unconscionable when you think of these things, yet it's happening. Look at the drug laws that are changing now and what this means when we know how terrible these things can be to brains and developing brains. And yet it's okay. It doesn't matter. It makes him mellow. Or even look at gambling. There's nothing that bad about gambling. If somebody wants to throw down their money, that's okay. Then why does every commercial for it have to say, if you have a problem, all this money? There must be a problem. Or even the proliferation of pornographic materials and things like that on the internet, how ubiquitous it is all over the place. But all these things have in common. There is one thread that connects all of these things. And the thing that connects them is the degradation of the human being. It's the pushing down of the importance, of the value, of the honor, of the nobility, of the godliness that is in the face of every single human being. And our church gives us something better, something holy, something to strive for, something that is God. And that is the example of Christ and the saints and the holy people of God. That's why iconography is all around our church. This is not a mistake. This is not just for the sake of beauty or anything of that nature. But it's so our eyes look at something that is holy, something that is good, something that should be aspired to, something that we should be thinking of and dreaming of all the time, which are the holy things of God. And if we think about what the most iconographic event that ever took place was, it was indeed Christ's birth. When he comes completely as we are. That's how much God loves humanity. More than anything else he created, to the point where he sends his own son, who looks just like us, who speaks just like us, who is able to feel pain and sorrow and joy just like us, who sees Nathaniel, like in this gospel lesson, and says, truly, here is somebody in who is no God. There's somebody who's not trying to find other ways in, and someone who's not lying, who's speaking the truth. on this Sunday of Orthodoxy. The importance of our icons is not because of the beauty, but it's for their ability to give us an understanding of what is important, which is the relationship between God and His creation of us as human beings. That's what is so crucial and important. God can do whatever He wants, but He chose to take on this form. He chose to come and live like us so that we could be lifted up into honor and dignity and holiness. Not to be pushed aside because of our own desires. Not to be pushed aside for our own want of money. Not to be pushed aside because we might not look like the person next to us. We might not even think like the way the person next to us does. But Jesus offers us an opportunity to rise to His level. He pulls us up, as the icon of the resurrection shows us, so that we indeed can be with Him, live like Him, and live with Him forever. But that means that each and every single face you see in these icons has importance and value and honor to God. And just as important, each and every face that you see around you has value and honor and importance to God. And they should always be held in esteem, always held for respect, always understood that this is God's greatest creation, whichever one you choose to look at and point that around you. Yes, that's God's greatest creation that we're looking at. So the reason we have these icons around us, the most important reason, is to give us an understanding of what truly is important. The faces that are around us. Because God took that face on with all the bad that comes with it. And He let it go by Him. So that through His living in this way, all humanity would be honored and be valued more than any way humans could conceive. Only the Lord can do it. So when we think about the Sunday of Orthodoxy, holding these icons around, today I want you to forget the history that goes behind it. But I want you to think of what the value is of the face that is on that icon. Because the moment we start to devalue any aspect of our humanity, that's the moment when He doesn't matter. When she can be stepped on. When He can be killed. When she can be spat upon. And it goes on and on. The moment we start chipping away at the divinity that is possible in humanity, that is when we end up with all of these disasters that we see around us. So on this day of Orthodoxy, look at the icons that are being carried around to see the example of piety and holiness that's in them, so that we can understand that that is exactly what we must be seeing in the faces of each and every one of us around.